X-Play, TV's most watched video game show.
Today on X-Play, get ready for battle. We have the world broadcast premiere hands-on demo of Sega's epic hack and slash, Viking Battle for Asgard. Plus, we'll show you what it takes to bring video game characters to life. You'll meet a facial animator who's making Grand Theft Auto 4 even more realistic and will work for games. And we'll review the latest portable RPG from Square Enix, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates. Get ready, it's game time!
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the only video game show that tries to fulfill its parole obligations. Tries. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. We are coming to you from G4 Studios in Los Angeles on Friday, March 14th, Friday. On today's show, we thoughtfully stroke our man beards in our exclusive hands-on demo of Viking Battle for Asgard.
Then we review the dungeon-crawling epic Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates. Plus, we make some virtual friends as we welcome the virtual audience into the studio. But first, the day's top headlines won't read themselves, Morgan.
Thanks, Adam. The NPD's official figures for last month's U.S. hardware sales are in. Nintendo took top honors in February, selling over 587,000 DS units and over 432,000 Wii's. While sales of the PlayStation 2 remained steady, the PlayStation 3 outsold the Xbox 360 for the second month in a row with over 280,000 units sold compared to the 254,000 Xbox 360 sold. Overall, sales for every major console were up compared to last year's February numbers. The NPD also revealed that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare for the Xbox 360 was the top-selling game last month. The action-packed first-person shooter outsold the Xbox 360 version of Devil May Cry 4 by a narrow margin of 1,000 units. Not bad considering both games sold close to 300,000 copies. Nintendo's Wii Play and the PlayStation 3 version of Devil May Cry 4 took third and fourth place, while Guitar Hero 3 for the Wii rounded out the top 5. See, that 29th day in February can make a difference. Alex Ward, the creative director of Burnout Paradise, has confirmed that Criterion is planning to release new downloadable content in the form of a series of islands, each featuring a unique style of gameplay. In addition to these Paradise Islands, a handful of new vehicles are expected to become available via Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network later this year. In terms of pricing, Ward says some of the game's downloadable content will be free, but there will be a charge for any significant additional content. And that's all for today's gaming update. Be sure to visit us on the web at g4tv.com/xplay to continue getting all of today's up-to-the-minute video game news. But now let's go over to Adam for an exclusive hands-on demo that might get messy.
Thank you, Morgan. You know, when Hell's Asgard will slice its way into stores on the 26th. Now let's head it back over to Morgan.
Asgard is definitely a ripe setting for a video game. Viking isn't the first, nor will it be the last game to delve into a bit of paganism. In today's X List, we take a look at the top 5 games that feature Norse mythology. At number 5, we have Too Human. We were gonna put Rune on the list, but it sucked so hard that we replaced it with a game that's not even out yet. At number 4 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This game featured a refreshing, non-romantic coupling of Thor and Loki.
Number 3 is Odin's Sphere. Thankfully, they changed the original title of this RPG, which was Odin's Balls. Number 2 is The Lost Vikings. This classic platformer was about as accurate to Viking lore as Hagar the Horrible is to funny.
And coming in at number 1 is Valkyrie Profile 2. This zany madcap farce tells the tale of a servant of Odin trapped inside the body of a princess. It's like all of me with battle axes.
To get the full experience of Final Fantasy Crystal...
Coming up on X-Play, Will Work for Games gives you a glimpse into the life of a facial animator for Grand Theft Auto 4. Then, tell us what's on your mind. We get some FaceTime with you, our virtual audience. Stay tuned.
you think there will ever be a Max Payne 3?
Welcome back to X-Plane. Thanks for your question, Lyle.
Well, you know what? Take-Two this week,
Yes.
they have one of those little financial reports, and they didn't say there was going to be a Max Payne 3. They kind of hinted there would be a Max Payne 3.
It seems like it would be kind of a no-brainer for them.
Yeah, especially with the movie coming out with
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg, and Max Payne sells well, and it's good. Except those guys take forever to make a game because they're still working on Alan Wake.
So I guess our answer is eventually. Most likely.
Oh, Remedy! All right, without facial animators, your favorite video game characters would be as stiff as a drama on the CW. They make them talk, they make them blink, they give them life. We went to Image Metrics to take a behind-the-scenes look these master mug manipulators do. It will work for games. What keeps this,
We're going to war and I need you in my crew.
from being this?
We're going to war and I need you in my crew.
Facial animators, that's who. But you can only pack so many delicate creative instruments into one space before you need someone to wrangle the whole deal. That task falls to this man, David Barton, a facial animation producer at Image Metrics, a leader in the field, whose current roster of projects includes a little game called Grand Theft Auto 4.
I've always wanted to be involved in a technology-driven industry, but also an industry that allows you to be creative as well. We have a very talented team of artists, and we combine them with the technology to produce all this animation that we do, and working with them day to day is the best part for me. And we work with all the best developers such as Rockstar, Sony, Electronic Arts, so it's really exciting for someone like me to oversee all of that.
Sound like your kind of gig? Okay, but remember, running this kind of operation can be more complicated than you think.
We have a studio here with anywhere between 10 and 30 artists at any one time, so I'm always working with them all on a day-to-day basis. And then also, just as important as that, is a solid understanding of the whole game development process from a technical angle. Because if you don't have that, it's a technology-driven industry, obviously, so if you don't have that, then you're going to struggle.
So, you're going to have to be organized and tech-savvy. Anything else?
For my job, I would say some form of mental disorder might help, because it can be stressful at times, but you've just always got to look at that creative outlet. But speaking from my experience, I think it's an excellent industry. I think it's the coolest industry there is.
Sounds like you know my rep.
We have to take a break, but that doesn't mean we're leaving you, because when X-Play returns, we hit the big red button that reads Virtual Audience, and you'll magically be in studio for a little Q&A with us. But first, let's take a look at who's all in today's leaderboard for Call of Duty 4.
Stick around for...
Welcome back to X-Play. All right, it's time to clear things up once and for all. Yes, we really do play video games.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's hear some real questions in our virtual audience.
Up first tonight, we have Josh from California. Josh, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering, what do you guys recommend for the PlayStation 3 right now?
Well, I just got the Blade Runner Special Edition for Blu-ray. That's actually coming tonight, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of new releases for the PS3 that are especially unique to the PS3, there really hasn't been much since the end of last year. Now, if you haven't played Uncharted, Ratchet, stuff like that from last year, then go ahead and play with those. But
Army of Two is a good time.
Actually, Army of Two. We really liked Army of Two when we did the review on the PS3 version. That's probably your best bet if you want a brand new game right now.
Yeah. But, hey, you got a great Blu-ray player. Everyone's decided on Blu-ray. We're moving into the Blu-ray, so you just have some nice movies.
It's pretty.
Next, we've got Justin from all the way in New Jersey. Ask away, Justin.
I know Lair wasn't that good, but can you tell us what's doing with Red Factor right now?
for Factor 5 right now?
Yeah, Factor 5. And granted, they did Lair, which was not a success.
Lair was supposed to be... Remember when Lair was going to be good? And we should have been suspicious because they showed us about 10 seconds of footage and the same 10 seconds of footage over and over and over again. Every time we'd be like...
And we kept on thinking that the motion controls were finally going to work, and they didn't. But granted, they did have a nice pedigree of doing all those Star Wars games on the GameCube.
That's why everybody thought it was going to be good.
Yeah, but okay, what they're doing now, it turns out that they've signed up with Brash Entertainment. And granted, these are the guys that did the movie tie-in for Jumper, not a very good game. They are doing a movie game, but for a movie that's coming out in 2010, we don't know what the movie... I don't know any movie that's coming out in 2010.
It's a sequel? I have no idea.
There probably will be sequels in 2010.
No, but it's got to be a sequel to something big. I mean, you guys maybe go to the forums and you can put up your guesses as to
what the game is.
What movie could warrant this announcement this early, so.
Exactly. All right, up next, Allison from Utah has a question about former Sony employee Cory Barlog. Go for it, Allison.
Hey, Adam. I was wondering what was going on with the director of God of War 2. He left Sony, right?
Yeah, he actually did, and that's after the departure of David Jaffe, who was also part of Sony with Twisted Metal and God of War.
I mean, I think some of these guys with these, who are very creative and want to have their own projects, they don't necessarily fit in these huge corporate structures. So, I mean, it makes sense that people want to take the notoriety, the good notoriety that they've earned from working with a big corporation and sort of move it on to something smaller and work on their own project.
And they've now he's gone on to join up with George Miller, the director of all the Mad Max films, to work with him on the fourth Mad Max film. And obviously, the game that's going to be tied in with that. I remember George Miller also directed Witches of Eastwick, so breathe a little bit and don't just hold it until that movie comes out. And finally, we have Joshua from Pennsylvania who wants an early review of a game from Morgan. Morgan's listening, Joshua.
Hey, Morgan, I saw that you got to play StarCraft 2 this week. What did you think about it?
Well, I should, as a prequel, mention that I didn't get to play for very long. We played as a Zerg faction. If you liked did you like the original StarCraft? I guess is my question back to you.
Yes, I love the Protoss.
You're gonna love StarCraft 2. I mean, they've done a lot to make sure that the people who loved the first StarCraft are gonna love the second one. It was so popular, if they changed too much, people would get mad. The graphics look pretty good. It has a lot, a couple improvements, new unit types and that kind of thing. So you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, and neither will the entire nation of South Korea. All right, guys, thanks for all the questions. Everyone who got in a Hitman Unrated on DVD. It's in stores now.
You know what? I just got a call from your doctor and, well, there's no other way to put this. It's time for an X-Play replay. This week we reviewed Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's fun even if you have no friends to play with. It gets 5 Pikachus out of 5. Bully Scholarship Edition for the Wii took home 4 gold stars, which is shocking for a third-party title.
Condemned 2 is a solid sequel and shouldn't be dumped on the street by hospitals. It gets 4 Nightmares out of 5. The high-concept Turning Point Fall of Liberty has nothing going for it besides the concept. It scored only 1 dead crowd.
Boo. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Soulstorm is a passable expansion with 2 new races. We say it's a 3. And Lost Planet for the PS3 gets the same score despite all of the extras. Blame the crummy visuals.
But there's more. Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds is another winner, and we marked it a 4. Would have been a 5 if there's a Kenny Loggins theme song. And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fate got 4 out of 5 Dungeon Whores. Get that game if you're one of those.
The well of TV goodness has run dry on this one, but we're going to be back next week with more all-new X-Plays at 8. On Monday's show, we've got your first look at the brand new Iron Man video game. Plus, we review Itagaki's latest Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword for the DS. The new controls sound great on paper, but using them could be a whole other story.
Then the legacy of ineptness continues. Ed, Bob, and Steve soldier on in the face of crippling incompetence.
They're so brave.
Yes, and Kristen Holt will be here with a bum-smashing cheat for Condemned 2. That'll teach him to wash his windshield. Speaking of which, what did happen to Giuliani? Squeegee guys, they're back.
They are.
Them too. Yeah.
Well, up next, check out Ninja Warrior, part of GeForce Duty Free TV.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching.